Begin class sitting on a chair, but by all means you can sit on the floor if you want. If you do sit on the floor, I recommend you sit up on something. Come to sit on our sits bones on a chair. I'm going to wiggle myself forward so that my feet can touch the floor. So if you want to stand, you can stand as well. But if you are sitting on a chair, ground down through your sits bones or find those sits bones. Sometimes it helps to just kind of hinge forward and then and sit back up, and you may notice those sits bones a bit better. In tonight's class, we're doing a little bit of thoracic mobility. The last two classes, we were doing core work, and you'll even notice some core work tonight as well with all of our thoracic movements. So moving through the thoracic spine, so the upper part of our spine, from the mid-back up to your neck. And yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of that, and maybe a bit of shoulder stuff as well. So come to your seat and come to a relaxed place. If you want to put if you're sitting on the floor and you want to, put your back against the wall, you can. Or if you're sitting in a chair and your feet can touch the floor, you can sit back so that you feel the support of the chair or wall behind you. So just finding that nice, comfortable place that's comfortable so that you could breathe in ease. So I invite you to close your eyes and perhaps tuck the chin. And hands can be relaxed down on your lap. Relax the face, the space between the eyes and the belly. And some breaths in through the nose, maybe a couple sighs out through the mouth to begin. And just taking a moment to tune inwards. Noticing how your body feels. Notice your comfort level. Make any changes that you need so that you can come to a nice relaxed breath. And just notice yourself. Notice your body, where it is in space. Just tuning in to yourself in the room you're in, and seated on the chair. Relax, a couple more breaths in through the nose, longer exhales out through the nose. Maybe a count of 4 on your inhale and a count of 6 on your exhale. One more breath. Gently open your eyes. Bring the hands up to massage around the jaw and around the face. Taking my fingertips from the forehead and coming down around the temples. And then taking the palms of my hands and coming along the cheekbones, down the side of the face, underneath the chin, along the jawline. Reminding the face to relax. can jut the jaw as you come underneath the chin. And now I'm taking my fingers and I'm just starting behind my ears, and I'm just going to give the back of my neck a nice massage, reminding all these areas to relax. So moving down to the trapezius muscles, so all along, following the muscles down the neck and along the shoulder here, and behind the shoulders, giving yourself a massage. Reminding all these places to be soft. Relax your arms to your sides or on your lap. Take a deep breath in and out. So a couple circles with the cervical spine, so with our neck, just very gentle circles one way. And the other. Come to forward, gently look over towards the left and then the right. Take a breath. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. Perhaps now bring the chin over just to where a pocket would be, and you can use your hands, stretch the chest and lift the chin up towards the sky. And exhale, down, looking over towards the right, and then bringing your chin back a little bit so it would be around where a pocket would be, and then looking up and then pulling the skin away from the neck as you look up. You can jut the jaw if you want. And gently come back and come to center. Roll the shoulders a couple times up and back. And as you sit here, just tune in to how where your upper body is likely going. Are you falling a little forward, or are you starting to kind of sit back and tuck the tailbone? So make sure you're still sitting on your sits bones and you're stacking your ribs over. So you're sitting up nice and straight, perhaps a little tuck in the chin. And we're just going to do a little flexion and extension, but really trying to do it through the thoracic spine. So something like a cat-cow, but you're really going to try to just move the upper part of your back. So very small movements. So if I were sitting on the side here, I'm not extending and lifting my whole body up. It's more of an extension. So I'm just extending, like thinking about my thoracic spine, extending up towards the ceiling. And then as I flex, I'm just trying to flex so I'm not curling right over. I'm just trying to move just in that upper part of the spine. So very small movements. And move with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale. And exhale down. So you may start to feel this even on your abs. One more. Extend and then flex and release. Take a breath. So keeping your head still, we're going to just do a side. So moving the thoracic spine laterally, one way and then the other. So we don't want any help of the arms or the head, so keep the head still. And so we're not collapsing down. It's still this like extension out of the spine. So nice and tall. And we're coming up. Flexing, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. One more time on each side. And come up. Give yourself a big hug. So let's extend the arms nice and wide. Bring the shoulder blades back towards one another. And exhale, give yourself a hug. A little twist from side to side. Very gentle. I'm not going all the way, just doing little small motions. And I'm loosening that hug by keeping the arms lightly crossed. And we're going to do some circles through the thoracic spine. So we're going to go up and down. So maybe you can even think of your elbows making the circles, if that helps. You don't have to raise your arms if it helps to get into those spaces, or it helps you helps you articulate the movement is what I'm trying to say. So the elbows can be up or they can be down. But yeah, maybe it is. So yeah, we can actually move the arms doing these circles. Maybe that's what I had intended to begin with. So we're just going in circles, bringing the arms down, raising the elbows up and getting that really still thinking about the thoracic spine going the other direction. So we're doing these circles. So the only difference is we're flexing and extending like we were, but this time we're going around in circles. So we're going and doing a twist. So we're twisting and then we have that bit of flexion, twist, and that bit of extension as we come up. Last one. And release. Arms on your lap and take a breath. A couple more shoulder rolls. So we're going to move the shoulders up the back and then squeeze the blades together and come around. So do that a couple times. So we're moving the shoulders up, squeezing the blades and moving the blades down. One more in that direction. And now we'll go the other direction. So we're squeezing the blades together, moving them up our back and down. Squeeze, move the shoulder blades up your back, around and down. One more. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, move the shoulder blades up the back and around and down. Give everything a little shake and come to our feet. Put your chair aside, but you may still want to use it depending on if you want to be on your hands or knees or use your chair. But first, let's come to standing. Feet about hip width distance apart, bringing the weight of your belly and pelvis back into your heels. Tuck the chin a little bit and just relax here in Tadasana. And take a couple of breaths. Okay, we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. So just coming down onto our knees. Sometimes you may want to just bring in a little squat here. So if you want to open the legs wide, pushing the bum back to come and sit down, or come so far if you want. Use your hands and now walk yourself into a nice hands and knees position. Hands underneath the elbows, or shoulders, sorry. Nice wide fingers pressing the weight evenly into your hands, and this a bit of wrapping of support around your shoulders and in your shoulder, around your shoulder complex. Knees underneath the hips. And we're just going to do a little bit that cat-cow again, but just the top part of our spine again, okay? So just as we were doing when we were seated, we are letting the shoulder blades, we're not letting the shoulder blades drop. We're flexing, so we're just kind of flexing the top part of our spine and then rounding. But I'm not rounding the whole body. I'm really just trying to put my brain into that thoracic spine, so the upper part of my spine, And just getting a little bit of movement there. So it's kind of like a cat-cow, but we're only trying to move the top part of our spine. And no worries, there's no right or wrong way to do this. And if you're not feeling like, oh, you're getting much movement at all, it's okay. Okay, let's tuck our toes, extend our arms, and we're just going to bring our bum back towards our heels, but keep the ribs in. So relax the head, so your gaze is probably between your legs, and you're just pulling yourself back, so you're getting a nice stretch in the shoulders. And come back up onto hands and knees. We're going to go right into those shoulder rolls now. So just like we were doing when we were seated, we're going to get that nice stability around the shoulders to begin so that the shoulder blades are flat against our back. And we're going to bring the shoulder blades together. So the arms are not, the elbows are not bending, shoulder blades together. Move the shoulder blades down your back and around. So you're staying with those circles. So as your shoulder blades come together and you're moving the shoulder blades down the back. Now this time the shoulder blades come together and you're moving the shoulder blades up. And again, if this is kind of tricky to do, no worries. I'm sure you're getting beautiful movement no matter what. And tuck the toes. Again, reach the arms out as you bring the hips back, but no arch in the back. So just keep the back nice and straight. Relax the neck. And you're just stretching back, extending, walking the hands forward. It's not about getting the head here to the floor. It's not a child's pose. And now we can walk the hands over a little bit to the right. A little bit more of a side stretch here. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, move to the left. Breath. Exhale, center. And inhale, up. And you can give the hips a little wiggle. Do a couple of circles here. And remaining on our hands and knees. Now, if this is too much on your hands and knees, well, there's obviously get a blanket for underneath your knees. But you can also be doing this and the rest of this onto a chair. So the next thing we're going to do, so you can be on your hands and knees or the chair. If you're on the chair, you're just going to move yourself back a little bit. And you're going to bring your hand to your chest. And you're going to open, so you're trying to stay, you're just opening and closing, okay? Opening and closing. So same thing on, so it's again a little thoracic twist. So I'm just bringing my arm onto my opposite shoulder or wherever you want it, really. And I'm going to twist open and then close. So before we even bring our hands back down to the floor, we want to make sure before we're moving here, because we want to really isolate the movement in the thoracic spine. So we don't want to be moving in the hips, and we really want a nice stable shoulder and the shoulder holding you. So you want to have that kind of wrapping solid, and when I say wrapping, most of you I think know what I'm talking about because I talk about it a lot. You want that nice stable shoulder here. So you're pushing out of that shoulder, you're not collapsing. Bring the hand to your chest or the opposite shoulder, and you're just going to open, exhale, close. Open, pelvis not moving. You're going to be really stable and feel a lot of stability here in your core. So don't pull in, remember. push out. Keep doing this as I'm talking. So it's when you're clenching through your belly, it's not like you're pulling everything in. It's almost like you're pushing your sides out. And so open and close. One more. Open and close. Take a break. Take a breath. And come down onto the other side. So get the right hand stable, hand underneath the shoulder, nice stable shoulder. Hand going to the other side now. So I'm just placing my hand around my shoulder and I'm opening up and closing. And close, really feeling it in the abdomen as well. And just keep moving, doing this a few times. Exhale, lift. Last one. Come back. And this time, if you still have your chair or if you have a couple of blocks nearby, take your blocks. We're going to come down onto our elbows here. Again, just like we just did, walk back. This can be also done the back of a chair. So we're bringing our elbows, hands together. I'm walking my knees back. My forehead is coming down onto the blocks, but if it's too much for you, you can put a pillow on top of your blocks, bring it up a little bit more. And again, you could be standing on a chair and doing this, okay? Putting your elbows on the back of the chair and then just walk yourself back. My fingers are pointing up towards the sky and I'm just gently pressing my hands back towards my back. I don't want to be arching in the lower back here. And staying here. Nice breaths here. Nice relaxing breaths. Enjoying the sensation in the shoulders. And relaxing into it a little bit more. Relax in all the areas that you can relax. If you notice you're holding unnecessary tension somewhere, just try to soften that and let that go. And one more breath here. And come up. Okay, I am bringing my knees, my heels, my toes together to touch, and then I'm going to walk my hands back so that I'm sitting here on my toes. I'm going to spread the toes a little bit, do a little wiggle, wobble to stretch the feet. And I'm going to open arms nice and wide. Reach the hands back, clasp the hands, bring the elbows in. Point the hands down towards the floor. And perhaps lift the arms away from your body. Nice relaxed breaths, nice relaxed face. Exhale, release. Inhale, wide arms. Maybe at a different height this time. Stretch the shoulder blades, bringing the shoulder blades together. And now clasp the hands and bring the other pinky on the bottom. Bring the elbows in, hands down towards the floor. Tuck the chin, nice long neck. Take the arms away from the floor or from your behind. Soften everywhere you can. Last inhale and exhale here. And release. Give your wrists a shake or your hands a shake. And now I'm going to come up onto my toes. You may want to spread them a little bit, spread your feet a little wider. I'm really going to focus on pressing down through the metatarsals of the big toe, so the mounds of the big under your big toe. And we're going to come to standing. So let's try to stand nice and slow and see if we can stay on the metatarsals or almost like that coming up on your tippy toes. As you come up, the legs may want to come in, but like you're pushing them apart as you come up. You can stay on your tippy toes. If you can, bring the arms all the way up. It's great if you lose your balance. Just check in, see if you have a tendency to roll out onto your ankles here and just press down through the toes. And gently come down, exhale, release the arms and give a little shake. Okay. Let's, while we're standing here before we begin, I'm going to get my pillow, or you can get anything at all, a pillow. You can even do this on a block if you want. I'm just really going to get an uneven surface so that we can just do a little bit of balancing work while we're up here. So come to stand on whatever it is that you have. And come to a nice standing position. Close your eyes even just to get a sense of how that feels underneath your feet and what this does for your balance. So we're going to lift the one leg now. So I want you to really push down through the heel, or probably not even, you're probably going to have to push down to the whole foot, because I know I'm kind of like tilting back on my pillow, so I actually really need to press in through all sides of the foot, and I want the hip to make sure it stays in. I don't want it to come out to the side. And just being on this uneven surface may be enough of a challenge for you. But what we're really trying to do is make ourselves come off balance. So I'm standing on this pillow, and now I'm just going to try to swing my leg around. Really getting the work in this, all the nice muscles around the hips that help to stabilize us when we are getting off a balance. So a couple things you could do: swing your legs around. You can try closing your eyes. And when that hip gets tired, won't take long, give it a shake and move over to the other side. So I'm really just conscious of not letting the hip come out. Use the arms for balance. And you can try all sorts of things, all sorts of movements here to just work on our balance. Woo! So like I said, just even standing here and looking to your right, looking to the left. Keeping the hip in, look up and look down, and maybe close your eyes. Close your eyes and swing your leg. So just a little fun in the middle of class and really nice work for the hip. So shake that out. Okay, so come to the top of our mats now. And coming into your nice Tandasana, your nice standing pose here. Really ground down through the feet. So really become conscious of the feet in the earth, in your mat, pressing down. And as you lift the right leg, again, you're going to really think about pressing a little bit more perhaps down in the heel, okay? As you come up and you're lifting the leg, keeping the balance, keeping the muscles turned on in the hips, so you don't want the hip to just flare out. Keeping that, holding. Don't hold your breath though, just hold the leg up. And now we're going to step back. So we're in this nice standing lunge. The front knee is over the ankle, nice and comfortable here. The hips are both pointing forward. So drawing the femur of the front leg in, putting your hands on your hip bones forward. So if you have stepped back so much that you're kind of dropping down to one side, shorten that stance, okay? Really try to keep the pelvis nice and stable. We don't want to, we're not doing that in this pose, okay? So I'm arching my back and my pelvis is tilting down to the back leg, right? The pelvis would have to tilt down. So we're not doing that right now in this pose. Short stance. So you can stand up straight. You can have your chair for balance if you want. Just touching down the heel towards the floor a couple of times, get a bit of mobility into the hip. Heel is coming down, but really think about the back of the thigh coming up towards the sky. Okay, staying in that position now. Extend both arms forward, and we're going to reach the right arm forward. So reach out through so the shoulder blade is reaching out through the shoulder blade, and then you're going to pull that arm back like a bow and arrow. And when you pull back, you're twisting the thoracic spine. The hips are staying where they are. And then come around. When you come around, you're going to reach again, pull back, and come around. I'm wondering it, yeah. So you come back, you reach with the right arm, so the arm comes forward above the left, right, because the shoulder blade is reaching, and pull, twist, come around, reach. And reach. Come around, reach, pull back, and come around again. And now just reaching one arm and the other arm. Reach, 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 reach. Breathe. Last one. Reach with the right, reach with the left. We're going to hop off this back leg now. Come up, hold the left hip in, hold the leg up. Take a breath. Extend that leg if you can. And drop the leg down. Give it a little wiggle. Come back to your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere. Soften again. Come back to that nice, comfortable stance. Weight in the right leg, lift the left, stay here. Don't let the weight come forward. Really still keeping the weight of the pelvis back over the heels. Always use the chair here to catch you, but nice. And you don't want the hip to come out, pull it in. Okay, so nice and slow now, super, super, super slow. Slow as you can go. I'm going to step back. Hinging as I come back and dropping the foot down. My weight's going back over my heels. And gently come down. Okay, going right into that heel down towards the wall. Make sure when you step back again that the stance is not too long. Hip bones pointing forward and the heel down towards the floor. I love this movement. So really thinking about the thigh, okay, coming up towards the sky. So it's not so much about this, okay? The heel coming down. When I say the heel coming down, it's really though the heel is coming down because you're lifting the back thigh up towards the ceiling. Okay? So you can just imagine the femur bone moving in the hip here. That's what you want to visualize here. Okay, so we're going to stand in this. You might want to adjust a little bit more of a bend in the back leg perhaps. Coming still into this high lunge position. Reach the arms out forward. Now this time reach the left further. So you're reaching from the shoulder blade, reach. And now pull back You don't have to come all the way. So you're twisting through the thoracic spine, hips not moving. And then come around, reach, pull. Inhale, exhale, pull. Inhale, reach, exhale, pull back. Move with your own breath. A couple more. Come around, you're reaching and then pulling back. Reach, pull back. One more. Reach, pull back. And then come forward. Again, reach left, reach the right. Couple more. Right, left, right, left. Come off, pop off the back leg now. Come up. Whoa. Hold, 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 hold. Bring in that hip. Make sure it's not popping out. Extend that leg. And bring it down to the floor. Give it a little wiggle and a little shake. Okay, we're coming down to our backs now. So have a couple things ready. You may need a couple of pillows or something under your head. If we get to it, you may want something underneath your hips as well. So just even grab a cushion from your couch or a pillow from your bed is fine. And I'm just going to move this chair back. You can have your strap ready too, just in case. I have it planned, but the time may not have the time. So we're come onto our backs. I like to just squat, use my hands, arms as support to come down. So come down into our backs. Take a moment, take a couple of breaths here to relax, soften the body. So we're going to cross the arms now. So just like we did earlier, just crossing, placing the hands around the shoulders, wherever they comfortably come. And we're just going to lift, so more of that thoracic twisting, but laying on our backs, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to lift one shoulder and drop it down and then lift the other. So maybe I should say before we begin to make sure that you have a neutralish pelvis, that your back is not flat onto the floor. You have your legs bent, ribs are touching the floor, and make sure your head is nice and comfortable. Cross the arms, lift one shoulder, and then lift the other. So it's very small. I'm not moving my ribs off the floor. It's just my shoulder. So it's just a little twist from side to side. And move with your breath. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Move with your own breath here. And you'll feel work in your abs as well, keeping you and stabilizing you here for the movement through the upper spine. Move with the breath. A couple more. And release. Arms down by your sides. Release the belly. Soften the face, soften the shoulders. Soften the neck and the traps. Let everything relax. Now reaching our arms up towards the sky, just like we were doing a moment ago. We're going to reach one arm and reach the other. So reaching one arm up straight for now, and the other. So the movement is from the shoulder blade. We're lifting one shoulder blade, bringing it down, lifting the other. So move with your own breath. Inhale and then exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, reach. And cross the arms over. So now the shoulder blade is coming a little bit more off the floor because you're going diagonal. So arms are straight. You're not bending at the elbows. You're just reaching this little twist. And release, relax, come back to your easy, soft breath. This time we're going to cross the arms again. Now this time put the other arm on top, the opposite arm as you did the last time. And we're going to lift the shoulder blade again, but this time you're going to lift. When you lift, you're going to be lifting your ribs as well as you come over. So inhale and then exhale, lift, okay? And then come back, inhale. And then as you lift the other side, exhale as you lift. And again, like I said, you're probably going to feel this on your abs. So you're trying to keep your pelvis and everything still. And you may not get much further than you got with just lifting the shoulder, okay? So it's not a huge movement. One more on each side. And release. You can straighten out the legs if you wish. A little shake. And perhaps we'll just move the head gently from side to side. And if you want, probably give your traps, back of your neck and down towards your shoulders, a little massage. It's very common for us to clench here and hold a lot of tension around the neck. So just reminding the neck to disengage and relax. So if you have something now to go underneath your pelvis, you can grab it. So a blanket, a pillow, a bolster, and we're going to take our straps. So we're just going to be bringing the feet up into the air. So tonight we did a lot of movement in our thoracic spine. So you may notice later when you get up that you feel like you have a lot more room here to move. So notice that after our Shavasana tonight. And we're just going to end with some nice mobility in the hips with legs up in the air. That always feels good. So I'm going to tuck this bolster, it's quite thick actually, underneath my pelvis. But the higher it is, the easier it is to get your feet or legs up in the air. Oh. And I love this. And, you know, feel free to even do this legs up the wall for Shavasana, keeping this here, moving it or moving over towards the wall, putting your legs up the wall is really nice. But for now, we are just going to have our legs straight up in the air. If it's uncomfortable, no worries. We're not trying to bring the legs past vertical. So just having them up straight. And just enjoying this for a moment. You can move your legs, scissor your legs. We don't want you to just fall and collapse. Just a nice scissoring back and forth. Open and close. And we can bring one knee in towards your body and the other leg is out straight. And if you have a little bit of room, you can just swing the leg side to side. So hopefully you have enough space between the floor and your foot. And I'm going to move over to the next. So one knee in towards the chest as the other leg extends out. It's not falling on the floor, it's just extending, and I'm sweeping the leg back and forth. Relaxing the shoulders, relax the face. Enjoy this. And then bring both knees in if you want. You can come into a little butterfly. So bringing the feet towards one another, hanging on to the shins. Kind of like a happy baby, I guess, here. Happy baby is usually, you know, you take your hands and bring them into the insides of your feet. But all that's really doing is just rolling around the back. And I just much rather get this use this position for the hips. So getting some movement in the hips. So you can move your knees around, getting like circular motions in the hips here. If you want to grab your strap, if we have time here, and where is my strap? Okay. And I'm going to lower one foot, bring the other, bring it around the metatarsals of the foot, so around underneath the toes here, bring the strap. And I'm actually going to keep the other leg up and but relax the foot down. And I'm just going to do a few internal and external rotations here. And maybe open the leg out to the side, but I'm not going to come all the way down. I'm just going to come part way. And bring the leg back up. Switch feet. Let that other knee relax down. Internal, external rotation with this leg, really thinking about the movement coming right from your hip bone, your leg bone in the hip socket. So really internal, external. And then I'm going to let that leg open and out to the side. Not all the way it can go, just coming over so far as to where it's comfortable. And bring the leg back. Okay, so it's Shavasana time. You can stay with this underneath your pelvis, and legs up the wall is so nice and relaxing. I'm going to remove this now, so I'm going to do just kind of like a little bridge here to remove the bolster. Any last movements that you want to do before you get nice and cozy, go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, get in your nice cozy position. So that was a pretty active class. A lot of different movements all kind of squished together. We worked a little bit of everything. So why don't you close your eyes here and try to relax into the floor and into your mat. Maybe just notice all the areas. So notice how your neck feels, your shoulders, your thoracic spine or mid-back, and your big hip joints. And just tuning in again into your body, in this space, in this time, right now. Just tuning in to this moment. Ignoring any outside noise or anything outside the body in this space and time. Appreciating all those areas we moved tonight. Appreciating your body for all it can do, to all of its abilities. And now showing appreciation for all the hard work. We're going to focus on relaxing and softening all of our muscles, as well as relaxing, hopefully, the mind. Space between the teeth, space between the lips. Remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Soften around the forehead, the scalp. Soften the face, the third eye. Soften the throat, the back of the neck. Muscles moving down the back of the neck and around the shoulders. Feeling the chest open, shoulders open. Noticing your breath. Noticing all the muscles in your back releasing, becoming heavier into the earth. Notice the weight of your pelvis. And soften all the muscles around the hips, around the buttocks. Release the muscles in the front of the hips, the hip flexors. Feel the legs heavy. The weight of your legs supported by the floor beneath you. Ankles, feet relaxed. Emptying the mind. Stay here for a couple moments in stillness, trying to relax a little more with every breath. I really encourage you to stay here for as long as is pleasing for you.